All right, family, welcome. I think I'm live on here. Big hello if you're tuning in right now. And let me know that this live is working. I can see some people jumping on right now. Welcome. Yay! So good to have so many of you on live right now. Lots of people jumping on. Hey, Sarah. Hey, Rachel. Welcome. Yay! Hey, Yasmin. Beautiful to have you here. I'm excited for this transmission. There's an important message that is very important to get out today. So I wanted to quickly jump on live with all of you. Hello. Welcome. Guys, it's showing me on Instagram here that there's a new feature. It says, tell your audience about badges, which is really exciting. So let me know if you guys can see a new feature. I'm not quite sure how the badges feature works, but it looks like something very exciting is live. Can you guys hear me okay? Someone says no audio. You may need to turn your sound up. But let me know. Awesome. Okay, good. You can. Perfect. And can you guys see the badges feature on this end? Yes, we can see the badge. Okay, amazing. Great. No idea how the badges work, but it's here. It's on the screen. Perfect. Amazing. Well, feel free to play around with that. I'm actually going to invite a very special guest on to join us today. Someone that is so appropriate for this message that it couldn't be more appropriate, honestly, to invite this person on. So let me check if she is joining the live now. And then I'm going to let you guys know that... Awesome. Hi, guys. Oh, it's 1 a.m. here. You can't sleep. Okay, so I'm going to let you guys know that I titled this live stream, The Youth Holds the Keys. Okay, and this is a very important topic for us to go into today. And if this is in resonance with you, with what we're going to unpack and talk about, make sure you leave lots of hearts and comments below. Use the badges feature, this new feature, however that works. And go ahead and also just tag anyone in this live stream that you believe is really important that they're on here. Now let's see if we can get my very special human up on the live with me. I can see her family members here. Where's Lashai, guys? The rest of the family's here. I just need to find Lashai so I can invite her onto this live stream. Where is she? I'm sure she's jumping on in 1 minute. Hi guys, amazing. Hi Trey, great to have you on. Sabrina. Hi guys, cool. You have to buy badges. Okay, interesting. Well, let's see how that works. Yeah, Lashai. Okay, Lashai says she's requested. Let me see. Yeah. Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna invite this beautiful human on in just 1 second because she's now on the live stream. We're gonna have a deep dive discussion today titled The Youth Hold the Keys, because I really truly believe at the end of the day that everything we're doing right now, everything we're building right now, everything we're creating on this planet, it's for us to enjoy, but really we're building it for the children, right? We're building it for the youth. We're building it for the generations to come. And this live stream was actually sparked within me probably about 24 hours ago. And we had some friends here on our land in Costa Rica. And they were asking us about the vision and everything that we're creating here and everything that we're building. For those of you that don't know, we're creating a beautiful, powerful, luxury, eco-sustainable, activated community here on this land with eco homes where people can come and live, and a boutique retreat center where you can all come and play. And so many magical portals. And, you know, this guy, our friend, was asking us, you know, why are you actually doing this? Like, we know you're doing it because it's amazing and it's purpose and it's fun and all of this, but like, what's the real core of the reason, right? And JuanPa and I looked at each other and we said to him, well, we're building it for the children. We're building it for the youth. We're building it for the generations to come. We're building it so we can really help recreate a new way of living and build new systems from the inside out that are anchored here in the 3D physical reality And yeah, that's for us, but really, actually, that's for the kids, right? And myself and JuanPa and so many of you on here, I know, really know it's such a deep level that the youth hold the keys. They're our teachers, right? They're the people that have come here to show us how to remember our true essence. And we have so much to learn from these children, the children to come, the children that are here now, all of them, right? And so I wanted to open up this portal of discussion and play, because there's many things to go into and much to share. And I know for many of you, this is going to be a really powerful and impactful piece that gets to anchor and activate through you. And I thought about it, I said, you know, I could just do this live stream by myself, or I could invite someone incredible on here. Someone who is so close to my heart and so dear to my heart. I really consider this powerful, beautiful, incredible young woman family to me. And I've seen her grow, and I've seen her evolve, and I've seen her go through challenges, and I've seen her at highs, and I've seen her at lows. And what I've witnessed constantly is this deep, deep, deep vibration of service. And this vibration of service, I believe, is found and unlocked in so many young people and so many youth. And I believe we have a lot to learn from young people like this. And so the person that I'm talking about is dear Lashai. I feel like I'm going to cry. Her whole family's on here too. And she's beautiful. She's powerful. Okay, I'm crying. And I love her so much. And I'm so excited for her to come on here and share this portal of conversation and deep dive with me. Not only is she the very first human that received the Regan Hillyer International Youth Scholarship, she's now actually a part of our team, and she's an integral part of helping lift up and nurture so many young people today. Lashai, everyone's calling your name. Let's see, I just sent you a request there. She is amazing. Yes, Eva, it's so good to have you on as well. So yeah, let's see if Instagram wants to play. There we go. Let me see. Lashai! Hi, beautiful. How are you?
Oh, I was stressing out. I was like, I need to get on, and it wasn't letting me.
I wanted to talk about you first before you're here talking to everyone. Oh, how are you, beautiful?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me. How are you?
I'm so good. I'm so good. And everyone's sending you so much love and tears of joy. And people are just saying, wow, I'm so looking forward to this portal and this conversation. So thank you so much for being here. And just in your beingness, you hold such a purity of your essence that for me represents the younger generations to come. And, you know, I think when some people put a tag on kids or teens or youth, it's almost like, you know, they're young and they don't know anything yet. And for me, the frequency I feel in you is actually the opposite. It's a deep embodied wisdom that I actually feel that other young people look to and they're magnetized to, but also adults are magnetized that, because you really hold this divine frequency of just allowing us to remember so much of our own beingness. And so I just want to thank you so much for all the work you've done to this point in time, and all of the work that you've done within Regan Hillyer International as well. You know, you're really spearheading the development and the nurturing of so many young people. Guys, Lashai gets on calls with all of our scholarship winners. She voiced me the other day with this amazing download around an event for the youth, and we're going to be opening up our youth scholarships again soon. So just thank you so much for always being in service and always being here. And I'd love to hear a little bit from you around who you are and what you'd love to share with these guys. Maybe people are meeting you for the first time. So who is Lashai, and what's important that we know about you?
Oh, thank you so much. I think like you've said all this lovely stuff about me, but ever since meeting you, like you've taken me under your wing. I feel like I'm a part of your family even. So just thank you for believing in me, investing in me, and allowing me to serve alongside you. That's what I have to say before saying anything else. But to anyone listening, so my name's Lashai Ben Salmi. I'm the eldest of five siblings, and myself and all of us collectively are so passionate about wanting to give the next generation the tools, the resources, and the ability to share. So I've written books, I public speak, I'm also a content creator, but deep in my heart, and that's why I work so closely on this mission with Regan. It's wanting to empower young people because at a very young age, I was told that I didn't know enough, that I shouldn't speak, I should just listen. And young people hold so many of the keys to opening so many doors, be
Mm.
that spiritually, economically, there are just so many things that even sitting down with toddlers, like you will have a big problem and they'll be like, oh, just do this. And there's such a pure bliss and simplicity that comes through when you allow kids to share. So I just feel so honored to be a part of this mission. A thank you to all of the scholarship winners for allowing me to guide and support them as well. But yeah, I'm just so excited for what we're creating.
That's so beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. And I think it would be really great for everyone listening to hear also a little bit of your story because it's so easy to see you now and be like, oh my goodness, you've spoken on big international stages, you've shared the stage with so many powerful people, you've written books, you've been featured on huge platforms online. You're such a leader, but I mean, I know the answers, but for these guys, was it always this way for you? Were you just, were you born like that? Were you like 4 years old and you're like, oh, I've just got my life sorted? Like, what's your journey been like?
Oh my God, absolutely not. I think out of everyone in my family, I'm actually super introverted. I sort of got thrown into all of this through experiencing adversity in my life. So I think the real change and tip point in my life is when I was bullied in school by teachers and students. And when you're in an environment where people are meant to pour into you, protect you, and just love into you and educate you, and they're doing the complete opposite, I wasn't even aware of the concept of bullying at the time. This would have been back in like 2007 or 2008. So
Mm,
at that age, I was going inwards and thinking that I was inherently a bad person or that something was wrong with me. Um, so I went through all of that alongside other complications, health complications, life, and just so many other adversities that was sort of put on me at this young age. And then I'm fortunate enough, just so much love to my mum. I know she's on here supporting.
mm,
She saw the change in my character. She ended up having to take me out of school. She tried to ask the school for support to rectify the issues, and they just did not care. So instead
mm,
of placing me in child care, she felt really cool to bring me along to personal development events with her. So I was going to all these events as an 8 year old, 9 year old, sitting in the room. And at that age, you're like, oh my gosh, who are all these old people and what are they talking about? So I would sit in these rooms, but children absorb. So I was taking in all of this information without realizing. So I would go back into day to day life or seeing other people at events with issues or problems and being like, oh, you could solve it this way. And I felt so
mm,
called and inspired to want to take what I was learning in those environments and translate it into a way that young people could understand and that they could have access to it so that the young kids going through bullying wouldn't have to suffer in silence or alone, so that the young people that didn't know what to do with their lives wouldn't have to suffer alone. So the young people that had experienced real and deep adversity or any challenges in their life knew that they wasn't alone and that there was a way to heal, progress, share, and grow. So I guess that's what really called me and why I'm so passionate about this journey. It's just helping the younger version of me and giving me what I really needed back then. And then
mm.
having amazing, beautiful leaders like yourself believing in me and to give me a voice and a platform. So yeah, no, it just means the world to me.
That's so beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. And yeah, it's so important for people to hear that journey and especially the piece around bullying, really impacted me just hearing that because I think you're right. Many people, many children especially don't even know what bullying is. And then maybe they just think that's life. And they're just like, oh, okay, these people just treat me like this. And it's from the space that, children can create programs and stories of, okay, well, I'm not enough, or the world doesn't accept me, or like any of these things, right? And I feel that when children, especially the children coming in right now to the planet, I feel when they come in, they have such a purity to them, you know, like when you look into the eyes of a newborn baby and you just see the pure God consciousness shining through their eyes, you know, and I think this old model of the school system of like, oh, we have to teach our children. No, actually, we've got to kind of protect our children from all those old teachings because they don't help and they're not useful. And actually, you get to nurture their natural state, right? And I know you're so passionate about this and so passionate around supporting young people in a big range of ages as well. And so what is your vision, Lashai? What is your vision for the future, specifically involving young people? I'd love to actually hear from you where you're at with this now, because I remember it was probably, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, right, in Bali.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember you sitting around this table at this villa in Bali with us, with all these adults as well, and sharing your vision. I just remember being in tears listening to you being like, yes, you know, if the world even looked like 2% like that, it would be such a better place. So I'd love to hear how this has evolved for you now. And as a powerful young woman, you know, what are you holding? What's your prayer for humanity and for the world and for the youth? What does that look like right now?
Oh, I think my prayer is for people to reconnect. Obviously, given the climate and things that have happened, people are so detached, and that so many young people feel alone and unheard. So my prayer and my vision is to create platforms and environments like what we're creating at RHI and a range of other places where kids feel safe. People, like young people, need to feel safe again. They need to feel supported. There are so many spaces where young people are bullied or go for a range of things that they should not experience. I think it's a case of reconnecting and being open. Like, I really beg the older generation to just be open to listening. Like, between myself and my youngest brother, Amir, who he's 8 now, so there's 13 years between us, and he retaught me how to play chess. Like, sometimes it's just surrendering to the process and just listening, because the younger generations have so much to give. So that's really my prayer, for people to step up, people empowered to step up to help and support causes like our one, to create safe spaces for kids, because they are the tomorrow. And if we want to see a progressive tomorrow that's connected, supported, and thriving, it's really going to take a lot of work of coming together, and just creating really safe, secure, and beautiful environments.
Mm. Yeah, and everyone's writing, yes, listening is so important. Actually, for all the adults tuning in right now, live or on the recording, if this is in resonance with you, just comment below with "I commit to listen." Because even making that declaration and then choosing to act from that place changes everything. And again, I think sometimes adults have way too much to say. And they're putting all this information on children, on teens, on youth. And it's like, hey, like, actually shut up, listen, ask some questions, and stop talking. Because these guys are here. I commit to listen. I commit to this. I commit to listen. And if we as adults can hold this vibration and really choose to act from this place, oh my goodness, we start creating the space and the openings around this. You know, something that we're creating here on the land as a part of the nest and the community here in Costa Rica is we're going to be building out a school system. And this is going to be, I guess, similar to a mystery school, but we're taking the mysticism out of the spirituality and making it a normal school, basically. But the pillars of this is, you know, firstly, the academics that anyone would need and desire to read and write and live in this world. Then also sustainability and the connection with nature and our environment. Thirdly, the unlock of entrepreneurship and your gifts and getting that out to the world. And fourthly, the fourth pillar is the magic and mystery of the ancient healing arts and telepathy and, like, you know, all these beautiful things which actually children, it's their natural state. So many of them just aren't nurtured in these gifts that they create these blocks, and then they have to spend all this time as adults trying to like relearn, basically. And so Lashai, you don't know this, I'm kind of putting you on the spot here, but I think it's appropriate. So what we're doing in the school system is we've created effectively a wisdom council of people that are out there who are creating other schools or have already created alternative schooling systems. And through this council, we're birthing this new system and creating this school from the ground up. So it's not Regan and JuanPa's school. It's really going to be a pinnacle piece of this community and in Costa Rica. And Lashai, if it feels in alignment, I'd actually love you to invite yourself onto this Wisdom Council board, if that feels aligned, if that feels in service. That, because it just came to me, you know, and I'm learning this from you listening to you when you said, you know, I really feel that the adults get to listen. All of a sudden I was like, well, hang on, we've got this amazing Wisdom Council full of powerful people that have done powerful things and really their hearts are in the right place. And all of a sudden I was like, who are we listening to? Like, where's our voice of the youth? Like, hang on, something's not right here. And it was a wake up for me listening to you. And that I was like, oh, hang on, like there's room for us to listen more, actually, even in the creation of that. So if that feels aligned, I'd love for you to actually sit on council with us and be a voice. There's people from all over, not just Costa Rica, but all over the planet. And yeah, if that feels in alignment, of course, I'd love to have you on there if that feels good.
Definitely. No, it'd be an honor. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I feel you have so much to hold around that, and especially as well with your family. You know, like you said, your youngest sibling is 8, right? And so you're still just very much in the mix of like powerful beings coming into their embodiment on their growth journey, which is so beautiful. So I'd love to hear a little bit, Lashai, as well around, I guess, what you're working on in Regan Hillyer International. For those of you who've just jumped on and you don't know Lashai, she's in so many different projects across the board. She's a powerful entrepreneur. She's written her own books. She's incredible. And we're so blessed to have her actually as a part of our team as well. And so Lashai is spearheading the vision and the department of nurturing our youth within Regan Hillyer International. She's literally our youth angel. It's what we call her internally, right? She's like the angel that's like got the kids and the teens, and she's like looking out for them, you know, and so much is downloaded through her. But yeah, and maybe share with these guys a little bit around what you're working on and what's coming up, and maybe some opportunities for some people or parents that have children as well that are watching this.
Definitely. Well, currently, our first set of new scholarship winners have almost finished, and the growth that I've been able to see in these beautiful individuals has been amazing. So I think it's one thing being able to serve, but really being dedicated to one group and just seeing them flourish has been such a beautiful experience for me. So that is going to be rolling out again. We're going to be launching a RHI Youth event, so where young people can come and learn, because we can help everyone. I believe that we can help everyone, but obviously for these scholarships, we usually just take a handful of people, but we want to be able to give to as many young people as possible. So we're working on a really amazing event to impart some wisdom on as many young people as possible that can join. So if you're a parent listening to this, or an adult that knows some kids that could use it, just comment down below and eventually we'll be able to get some more information to you. But in this event, we're going to take young people for a range of different things, teach them as much as we can, and then also launch the new set of youth scholarship winners through that. So they'll have an opportunity to work side by side by myself and Regan, get really hands-on support. But we thought that it'd be amazing to have a platform where they can learn, ask questions, connect with one another, and then lead on to the competition. So that's what's up and coming at the moment.
That's amazing. Yeah, this is so cool. And everyone's sending like fire emojis and super happy. I'm a mom of 9 and 5 years old. I'd love more info. Yeah, maybe if you guys comment below with youth, and then we can go through in the comments. If you're watching this live, please go back to the recording, because I found out actually on Instagram none of these comments stay from lives, which is really crazy. But you've got to go back to the recording if you're watching this live. If you're on the recording, perfect, you're in the right place, and just leave a comment below saying youth, and we can get some more information out to you on this. And Lashai, do we have a date actually for when the youth scholarships reopen, or is that undecided yet?
It's undecided at the moment, but we can get you updated super soon, because it'll be ready soon.
Yeah, amazing. This is so cool. Yes, everyone's going youth, and like a lot of emojis. Which is, yeah, this is so amazing. This is so amazing. So, Lashai, I'd love to hear also a little bit more from you, because again, I feel you're such a voice for so many powerful young people. What do you think, in your opinion, is the thing that many teens or young people deal with internally that maybe a lot of them go through, but that adults don't seem to understand? you know, and it's like something where you feel, because I know that you've mentored so many people and you have so many friends, and like I'm sure there's a common theme or two which comes up where it's like, oh, if only the adults really actually got this, they'd understand us so much more. What do you think that is for you?
Oh, I think what's really coming to me right now, and I've heard it from a lot of friends and clients and people that I've worked with, a lot of young people, is that there are parents that work so very hard. So just taking a moment to honor all of them. Like there are so many parents that sacrifice so much for their kids and to support young people. But I think sometimes parents forget that kids are also experience what they're experiencing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Sometimes like an adult might see what they're going through as just them and it being really intense for them, which it may be, but it can have a huge impact on that young person as well. So I
Mm.
think that's something that is quite hard for a lot of young people because sometimes they're not in environments where they can vocalize that pain or vocalize that emotion and seek support. So I think if we all just actively take more time to consider those around us, whether
Yeah.
it's in situations or any environments, because what's happening to you can be affecting your child as well. And that's not putting all the blame on you because you might be in a really difficult situation, but also maybe just presenting a space for your child to share and to feel supported as well. Because like kids are such healers, like they'll stick by their parents or those around them and really pour into them or just give them love. Or you might have had a hard day and then a baby might walk up to you and hug you. Like kids are such healers. So if we're just making sure that we're actively pouring back into them, I think
Mm.
that was a really interesting point for me because obviously, like I mentioned, Amir being my younger sibling and me transitioning into adulthood, I'm like, oh my gosh, wait, there are some things that maybe I shouldn't do in front of him or not mention certain things that I'm dealing with in front of him because they will absorb some of that in hopes to heal you as well. So just
Yeah.
making sure that we're really preserving the younger generation, supporting them as much as we can, and just
Mm.
really preserving their light because there's so much madness in the world, but there's so much light and beauty as well. It just needs to be preserved, protected, and supported.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you. Yes, 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 yes. And everyone's writing. Yes. Amazing. Oh, yeah. Present a place for my children to rise up and shine. So powerful. Yes. And you said something in there. You said, you know, children are such healers. And I totally just believe that with every cell of my being. And I think we've all had experiences of that where be it your children or your siblings or just someone even in the street, even like a baby comes up to you and like looks at
Mm.
you and is like, hey, and just gives you this message like it's gonna be fine. You know. And there's so many moments we've all had with young beautiful beings like this as well. You know, this live stream is called The Youth Hold the Keys, and I really believe that activating our own innate healing capacities is one of the keys that the youth holds. And what else do you believe that young people hold? And again, maybe society misses this or doesn't remember this or glazes over this or takes it for granted. But what else do you think is specifically locked away within young people where it's so natural for them and it's their natural state? But what is that so we can all be more aware of that?
I think I think one thing that young people really do hold within them is the ability to create constantly. Like we see so many amazing young people online creating innovative ways to do things. But I think the missing piece sometimes is once again linking back to the older generation is communication. Like there are so many young people that are having to figure everything out now, having to do the spiritual healing, having to break the soul ties and all of that. Whereas a simple conversation with maybe a grandparent or an elder or a family member, so just making sure that as much as we can and where it's safe to do so, having those conversations to support them because they're so innovative. Like, say there's been an issue in a bloodline for many, many years, that young person holds the key to breaking that down and healing things. So, just making sure that we're trying to open up those intergenerational conversations and supporting young people to tap into their deep creative energies because, like, the things that I've seen kids create out of nothing, like, it's just so magical.
Yeah, yeah, that's so beautiful. And I think it's a nice reminder as well for all adults, even if you're not directly linked to young people, like maybe you don't have children of your own, or maybe you just don't hang out with them that much, find them. They're out there. They're everywhere in the community, you know, and vice versa, you know, there's young people out there that aren't blessed to be surrounded by amazing families as well, you know, that they might have been separated from their parents at birth or anything might be going on. So I think any opportunity, and it really is an opportunity that all of us have to actually connect with the young people and nurture them and nurture this inner creativity, right? It's such a gift. Everyone's writing, my daughter is always creating something. Yes, there's no societal programming which brings and connects us back to openness, constantly giving us codes and activations. Exactly. Your mum says adopt a family. Yes. Exactly. Exactly right. Yeah, there's so much to learn in this, and I think one of the gifts that I've learned from being around more and more young people is this connection with play, you know, and I feel this also feeds into the creativity and this connection to our own inner childs, because even as adults, you know, you can forget that you were once that age. Actually, if you're the same now, then you physically must have been that age. But you know, so many people are so disconnected from that, and I see all these adults all up in their like seriousness, adultness, and like trying to like be all like the serious life adult, and it's like, hey, like, do you know there's like a 4-year-old locked inside of you that just wants to like run around and shout and play? Like, do you know there's a 7-year-old that wants to create and express? Do you know there's a 9-year-old who's looking at the world through really curious eyes right now? And all of that's in us, you know? And so, of course, you can go and do inner child healing and all these practices and processes, but really, honestly, go hang out with a child. Go hang out with a baby. Go hang out with a teenager that's awesome. And within 5 minutes, I find that, you know, my inner child just, it's like an instant activation. It's an instant deep remembrance of like, oh yeah, like I am you and you are me, and thank you for reflecting these parts back within myself so I can play more, right? So I can actually, you know, be in the world in this like beautiful, powerful, playful way. You know, I also feel one of the keys that children hold is this presence that so many adults don't have. You know, it's so hard to nail down an adult sometimes and be like, hey, just be with me, just be present, look into my eyes, like be here now, don't be in here, don't be out there, don't be like back at work, don't be in 1,000 things, don't be on your phone. Like, can you actually be in stillness and presence? And I think some of the people that nail this the best are babies, you know, and you see them and they're so present. They're so present. They're in like other realms and realities and dimensions. And you track their eyes, right? They're like everywhere and they're seeing everything. They're connected to all of it. They're not lost, like wondering if like they're going to have McDonald's for dinner. No, they're literally like tracking all of the information around them and processing them. And every time I see a child in that space, it's such a reminder to me of like, oh yeah, that space is in me too. Oh yeah, that connection is within me too. Oh, that level of stillness and presence and connection. Oh yeah, that's in me too. You know, thank you for that reminder, right?
Yes, no, I couldn't agree more. One thing that like you really used to freak me out when I was a lot younger, anytime that I would like pass a baby or walk past one, like their intense like presence and glare, like they're looking into your soul, is like super intense and amazing. But no, I couldn't agree more. But I think it's sometimes as adults, I mean, like you said, we've got to catch ourselves and like bring ourselves back, is that we consider the bills and the money and the career and all these made up things to some extent. But it's like the simple things, like, what do you want to do today? Do you want to lay down? Do you want to learn? Do you want to explore? Like that playful energy. Like kids don't wake up thinking about, okay, like what's this next work thing I'm going to do? They're waking up and thinking, what can I create today? What can I do with my Lego? What can I build? So it's just like reigniting that inside of you.
Oh, yes, that's so beautiful. Such a beautiful reminder. Because, yeah, you're right. Like, the primary question, the minute so many adults wake up, is like, okay, what's on today? What's my schedule? What's my thing? Instead of like, how do I get to play today? You know, what do I get to build? What do I get to create? You know, and I feel it's also such a nice message for all of our entrepreneurs watching this and all of our creators and all of our content creators and all of our people building brands and all of that, because you can get so in your head. So many of my clients are like, oh, I feel overwhelmed. I don't know what to do a video about. I don't know what product to create. And like, really, truly, if you're connected to this childlike innocence and play and creation energy, yeah, I mean, it's actually when you're connected there, it's the opposite. It's like, oh God, there's too much to create. Like, where do I start? Because there's so much fun I want to have here, right? Yeah, hours of fun when day turns to night and you don't even realize exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so beautiful. Oh, so beautiful. Okay, so what else, Lachey? Are there any last thoughts and downloads and messages that you would love for people to receive watching this? And that might be to everyone, that might be to the parents, that might be to any powerful young people watching this. Like, what do you really, what's on your heart? What do you want the world to know?
Oh, I think what's really coming to me is to speak to young people. And right now, like there's like trends and all this like cosmetic stuff and like having to look a certain way or being super tough. But it's okay to want help. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to talk about your emotions. It's okay to feel all of those things that you're feeling.
Mm.
Release them, because like what happens like if you shake a can of soda, what happens if you like keep pushing on something, it's gonna explode. So share, whether that's through like journaling and finding different ways to release, find ways to release whatever you need to say. If you're
Mm.
not in environments, like I wouldn't encourage, if you're not in a safe environment, to just go out and try and talk about like a range of different things. So obviously be
Yeah.
considerate to your environment and situations, but find ways to release, whether that's through journaling, writing, whether that's through connecting with someone like Regan and myself. Like I love hearing from young people. I love hearing what you have to say, supporting you where I can, but just finding ways to share. Like there are so many young people that are super tense and like their shoulders always up, and just like through looking at the way they stand and are, like just release. It's okay, everything will be okay. Like
Mm.
life has such a beautiful way of healing you, like if you just surrender to the process. Like I
Mm.
remember being back at school and being so crazy stressed about like what am I going to do next, and I've got this exam and this and that. And yes, do your best and persevere with whatever you're doing, but remember that you're human, and our like default nature is to be and enjoy and to play and to share. Like we're social beings. So
Mm.
really do, like, to any young person listening to this, please either in the comments commit, or just to yourself, commit to sharing, commit to being you. You don't have to look a certain way or to like certain things or to fit a certain trend or whatever. You just have to be you. So yeah, that's what I'd like to share.
Mm, thank you so much. And so it is, just anchoring in that beautiful vision and that prayer that you're holding, and not just praying for, but really embodying. You're such an embodiment of that frequency and of that prayer. So thank you so much, Lachey. Just such a deep bow to you, and it's such an honor to know you and love you. Thank you for being so easy to love as well. Thank you for being so easy to play with and create with in this world. You're such a stand, and you're such a permission slip for so many young people, but also for so many adults and for so many parents and so many people that get to reignite this beautiful essence that you just so naturally hold. And so just honoring deeply all the work you've done to elevate to that place, because I've just seen you shift and grow and evolve and shift and grow and evolve, and you're just so deeply on your own path, and you're so deeply on mission and so deeply on purpose. It's truly an honor to love you and support you, and everyone's feeling the same in the comments. They're like so amazing, giving you so much love. Guys, make sure you go and follow Lachey. I'm going to post this video in a minute once we're done being live, and tag her, so please go and follow her, learn from her. She's an incredible leader, as you guys can see, in so many ways. Remember, if you want more info about what we're creating for powerful young people, comment below with youth. You can reach out to me, reach out to Lachey. We'll support you and help you in that. But Lachey, thank you so much. This has been so beautiful, and I love you so, 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 so much.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, thank you
Awesome.
guys. If you're on live, remember to go back to the comments, and now leave all your comments again, because they go away and we want to come back and read them and celebrate you all. Thank you so much, Lachey, for jumping on here and gifting your beautiful time, your spirit, your essence. I love you so much. Ciao, guys. Bye.